Xavier Edwards or Tyler Fitzgerald? We'll discuss on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Monday, July 29th. I am Frank Stampfl, joined by Scott White. And if you are looking for any thoughts on the trades from this weekend, there were a lot of them. We did a bonus podcast, and you can find that in the Fantasy Baseball Today feed. So make sure to go check that out. Scott, let's talk about two of the hottest hitters from the weekend. Xavier Edwards, 4 for 4, completed the cycle on Sunday. It actually helped that he got his first career home run in that game. He had 3 more steals this weekend, and he is red hot right now. 34% rostered is Xavier Edwards. And Tyler Fitzgerald, 3 more homers this weekend. He has 7 home runs in his past 10 games, up to 61% rostered. Who do you prefer between Xavier Edwards and Tyler Fitzgerald?
You know, this is such an interesting duo because by our modern evaluation standards, neither one should be nearly as good as he is. Xavier Edwards, it's been a long time since we've seen this type of player in the majors. Home runs, he's not going to hit many of those. He had the one Sunday. Don't count on more of those. But he is somebody who hit 330 at AAA this year, 350 or so 2 years ago at AAA, and now he's batting almost 380 in his 25 games in the majors. Slap hitter, good speed, obviously, good on base skills. It's very reminiscent of like a Luis Castillo, the former Marlins second baseman, or in that same era you had Juan Pierre. Go fast forward another 10 years, you get Michael Bourne. They were all good fantasy options with this zero power, but tons and tons of speed profile and good bat to ball skills. It's just we haven't seen that in so long. I'm not sure it can work in the majors anymore, but so far Xavier Edwards is making it work, and so he feels like the safer of the two. I mean, obviously, I just made the case how he's not safe, but he's safe in the sense that Xavier Edwards, I think, is for sure going to keep the job for the Marlins. Tyler Fitzgerald for the Giants, I could see him slumping his way out of it. He has strikeout issues. Again, doesn't hit the ball very hard, and yet has put up great numbers in the minors, power numbers too, and speed because he runs very fast. Strikes out too much. Even in the minors, he struck out too much. And normally the way to overcome a high strikeout rate is to hit the ball extremely hard, and Fitzgerald does just the opposite of that. So it's a little reminiscent maybe of Zach Geloff last year, who came up and made a big impression in fantasy, and I didn't buy into it for a long time. Finally bought into it early this year, coming into the season, and it's, the second year has not gone well for Zach Geloff. So that's kind of what we're working here with Tyler Fitzgerald. Again, it seems unlikely either one of these players can continue to do it. But if you're shooting for upside, Fitzgerald is capable of doing more things. If you just want somebody you can reliably plug in, it's probably Edwards.
Let's take a look at the waiver wire pitchers from the weekend. Spencer Schwellenbach from your Atlanta Braves, Scott, the best start of his young career at the Mets, through 7 shutout innings with 11 strikeouts in that one. Shane Baz back on track with a quality start up against the Reds, 6 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts there. Kyle Harrison was awesome up against the Rockies, 6 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run, 11 strikeouts with 15 whiffs on 106 pitches. Tyler Phillips of the Phillies threw a 4-hit shutout up against the Guardians. He had 10 whiffs on 105 pitches. And River Ryan pitched well at the Astros, 5 2/3, 1 run with 8 strikeouts. 5 names here, Scott. How would you rank this group? Schwellenbach, Baz, Kyle Harrison, Tyler Phillips, and River Ryan.
Well, the standouts are Schwellenbach and Baz, and Schwellenbach especially, we were waiting for a start like this. I didn't expect it to happen against an offense as good as the Mets, but Schwellenbach, there were signs that he could do this. 6-pitch arsenal, the splitter and slider both look very strong, but just that pitch mix that he mixes up from start to start. So he has a lot of confidence in all 6 of them. His strike throwing, Schwellenbach, is top of the scales, like George Kirby levels of strike throwing. All this from a rookie pitcher who really just had, this is his second season as a full-time starter. In college, he was a reliever and a shortstop. So for him to have this control this good in an arsenal this deep is amazing. And I think Schwellenbach is putting it together. He's my number one choice here. But Shane Baz obviously has a lot of upside too, and he took a big step forward, I think, in this weekend start. The curveball got much better results. The breaking balls hadn't quite been up to snuff even during his minor league rehab stint. But hopefully he's trending the right direction with that. So Shane Baz is number 2 for the upside. As for the other 3, River Ryan, I think, is the most interesting because he was a good bat misser in the minors and also a good ground ball pitcher. And I feel like he's earned his spot with the Dodgers for now. Obviously, a great offense backing him. That helps. So among the other 3, Schwellenbach Ball is obviously a different story. But among the other 3, River Ryan feels like the upside play, the ceiling play, the floor play would be Tyler Phillips, who had the complete game shutout. But you look at it, what really stands out for Tyler Phillips, looking at his minor league numbers, great ground ball rate. And then you look at what he's done in the majors, just 2 walks in 25 innings. So he seems to have good control too. I don't think he's going to be a big bat misser, but if he's limiting walks and putting the ball on the ground with the Phillies offense backing him, I think Tyler Phillips can be useful. But again, he doesn't quite measure up to River Ryan and certainly not Schwellenbach and Baz in terms of upside.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Odyssey app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we will be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.